It's an animal called Linyangangwa. And that belief derived from what we are seeing now. So this is a territorial demarcation point. There's a bird which is coming here all the time to renew at least the markings. So that's why we've got this dropping and this and that. This is coming from one bird. It's not coming from different birds. And this is the territorial male. But when we see this, we then call, if it's an animal, Linyangangwa, because we are seeing all these small droppings together as if they were deposited at the same day. Yeah, because people don't understand animals. They normally come to a certain spot, defecate there in order to mark the territory. And that animal must keep coming back to renew the sand, especially after heavy rains, the sand goes away, they must come back again and remark it. Reason for this bird to do this, if it was a big animal, for example, let's say this was a territorial point for a rhino. If another rhino comes here, this is what is going to happen. That rhino is going to come and stop and do like, and sniff the droppings. From sniffing the droppings, he was going to have an individual identity. He was going to know who marked this territory. And he was going to have the age of this animal, the emotional status of this animal, and the reproductive status of this animal. When that animal is not there, they get all this information from what is called olfactory communication. This is a communication which is taking place through the secretion of various skin glands, including urine and droppings. You will see they will come and do the following. They will come and sniff and act as if they are smiling. Like what you normally see when cows are trying to sniff the urine of the females. They do something which is called flamen. It's also called to grammize. By doing so, they will be taking the information from the air particles and take it to the roof of the mouth, where there is a special organ called the vomeronasal organ. They also call it the Jacobson organ. That information will be passed on to the olfactory nerve. It's like a thin tube which is connected to the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is a brain which is responsible to inform that animal about ages and all these things that I've mentioned. So when the animals are doing this, you must know that is when they are testing each other, and it's when they are trying to investigate more about each other. But if the outcomes of this investigation is that this animal is still very young, it cannot do me anything, this is what's going to happen. The rival must then deposit the droppings on top of this. And if it's a rhino, he will deposit and kick like this. When he's kicking is when he's trying to pick up the sand here on his heels, so that wherever he's going to pass by, a sand must have to be left behind to introduce himself in that area. If the territorial holder comes there by that spot where the rival left the droppings and pick it up and get crossed, he is going to be aggressive and he will sniff the ground until he meets the rival. And that is where a big, tremendous battle is going to take place.